Hi, it's Lee Kapansky here. Now, most golf lessons start with a question, should I turn my hips more or it's my shoulders' fault again? Now, today I want to talk to you about how the body freely turns and moves in the golf swing, and how swinging the club head naturally pulls the body into the correct position, and not the body controlling the club head. Tension, tension, tension. To be powerful, my body needs tension. Can you feel the tension? Now turn your upper body against your lower body, so your hips turn 45 degrees, your shoulders turn 90 degrees. Now feel that tension. Does it feel good? Now, you don't want to feel tense when you throw a ball, or when you kick a ball, or when you play tennis, or even in martial arts likes of karate. Tension blocks your free movement. So if you relax, you've got more options for your body to freely react and move the way it was made to. So where does the power come from? You know, you've got to let it flow. You've got to throw your weight around. So let's get in there. Let's get the job done. So when building or correcting a golf swing, then you better make sure you do it in the correct sequence. Now, step number one is your swing direction. Now, don't start messing around with your grip or your body rotation until you're swinging in the correct direction in relation to the target, because your body will be blocked anyway if you're swinging in the wrong direction, and it doesn't really matter where the club face is aiming, does it? Now, the second step is to marry up the club face alignment with the correct swing direction. So step three, the final step, is when you get the body involved. So your swing direction is a big number one, and then take a look at your ball flight and correct any spin issues by adjusting the club face alignment at address. Just check you're not too close or too far open, or have a look at your grip or your wrist angles in the backswing. Just make sure you're not arching it or you're cupping your wrist and opening the club face. And your release, which is a fancy word for the hand and arm rotation through impact. Now, it's a bit of a shock of golf, isn't it? I mean, nobody questions your hand direction when you're throwing a ball. You know, you just do it, you get a feel for it, and you react to the target. Now, what about the rotation of your hand and arm? I mean, you start thinking about that one and then see how you get on. I mean, there's been many things over the years that have helped to coordinate the body. The good old favourite is towel under the arms. Can you feel the tension? What about the old belt buckle to the target? Or spin the hips in the downswing. Now, none of these things help if you're doing that. Now, everyone is different. You know, the release, if you relax, you know, you just do it from feel. And your body just naturally turns and moves in relation to how much power you need. I mean, you don't really need to think about it. You just do it. Now, if you're the type of golfer that's fighting with your angle of attack and your spin numbers, then this is really going to blow your mind. Now, the free swinging motion of the club head with your hands and arms naturally pulls your body into your correct position, the position which fits your body best. Boom! Now, it can't be that simple, surely. That's if your body is relaxed and tension free, and not vice versa. The body doesn't pull the hands and arms into position. I mean, how many times have you seen this on the driving range? Ugh. You know, you wouldn't play tennis this way. You wouldn't turn your back to the target, or if you're throwing a ball, you wouldn't turn your back to the target. The free-flowing movement and the motion comes from the hand and arm, which then pulls the body into position. Tennis. And the golf swing is no different. Now I can't stress this enough, so stop thinking about your hips and your shoulders and your elbow, or any other body part for that matter. Now if you to think of it in a slightly different way, and you imagine you had to go for an operation and the surgeon said, look, I'm going to cut your knee open and I'm going to control my hand and arm movement from my shoulder. Then you want to be running a 4-minute mile.
I'm running away from this pain.
Now the feeling comes from your hands and arms, and the motion naturally pulls your body with it. You know, no different than if you're going to throw a ball, or you're going to play tennis, or even karate. Yeah! Now I want my pupils to react naturally to the target and build or correct the golf swing with this in mind. Now to simplify things, let's use the throwing action and relate it back to the golf swing. Now what I want you to do at first, I want you to stand with your feet together. Now standing with the feet together automatically takes the body out, which simplifies the whole movement. Now simply pull the ball hand back around behind your body, like this here. Now your hand will head from a position here behind the body, initially to the right to get back towards the target, and allow your hand and arm to freely react to the target. Okay, something like this. So as your coordination for the movement improves, then you're going to want more distance, so you need to get your body involved. So you just open your stance. But one thing you've got to be really careful of is, if the ball hand direction is wrong, then your body will be blocked. It doesn't really matter what you do. And also as well, if your ball hand direction is wrong and the body is blocked, it doesn't really matter how your hand and arm rotates. So that's why we started with the feet together and we mastered the correct hand and arm direction in relation to the target. So relax, tension free, and allow the ball hand to guide your body movements. Now as you pull the ball hand back, gently move your body weight onto your right foot. Now if I show you on the side what this looks like, I pull the ball hand back, my body weight moves onto my right foot, my hips have turned, my shoulders have turned, and it's a natural movement. The weight transference with the ball hand direction naturally pulls my body into position. I don't believe it, I didn't even think about my elbow. You don't need to think about these things. Okay, now, so your ball hand will head initially to the right side, okay, to get back towards the target because we've turned away from the ball to target line like this here. So the ball hand will head initially to the right side to get back towards the target. And as you do this, I want you to allow your body weight to shift across onto your left leg and then turn through. So it looks like this. Now the combination of the correct hand and arm movements in relation to the target with the natural weight transference has turned my body. Now if you watch what happens, okay, so the ball hand goes back around my body, the body weight moves onto my right foot. Oops, my hips have turned, my shoulders have turned, and it's a natural movement. Now as I head back towards the right side, I transfer my body weight onto the left leg, so I'm going here, right, left. Oops, my hips have turned, my shoulders have turned, it's a natural movement. And something I get all the time is, oh, my hips, I need to start the downswing with my hips. Now if you watch what happens to the movement now when I'm throwing a ball, as I move onto the right foot in the backswing, okay, the ball hand goes back behind my body and my hips and my shoulders turn. Now as I transfer my body weight onto my left leg, automatically the hips slide and turn and rotate, and then I go through with the body. The natural weight transference with the correct ball hand direction turns and moves my body automatically. So it looks like this. Now let's do the same thing with your golf swing. So relax, no tension, okay, completely tension free. Put your feet together, relax your hands and arms and shoulders and feel the weight of the club head. Now it's really important that you feel the weight of the club head throughout the swing. and the club head will automatically pull your body with it. What I see a lot is people stand, they try and hit the ball, they grip with it here, and there's a big buff, and they start the downswing with their upper body because they're all full of tension. If you want to swing the club head, you've got to allow your hands to feel the weight of the club head, and what happens is the weight of the club head naturally pulls your body with it. Okay, so it's a nice swinging motion like this, and you really need to feel the weight of the club head. So now with the feet together, we want to swing the club head back behind the body. Okay, allow your upper body to freely turn and move, okay, and relax in your shoulders and just let it happen. Now your shoulders are really important because they are connected to your upper body, your chest and your back, so your shoulders need to be nice and relaxed, and that will then, the hand and arm motion will then pull the shoulders and upper body with it. Okay, now because we're swinging back behind our body like this here, we need to allow the club head, okay, to head initially to the right side, to get back to the ball to target line like this here, and allow your hands and arms to freely rotate through impact. So it's going to look like this. Club face is square. A really important point is you want to feel the weight of the club head. Okay, nice and relaxed, tension free. So club face is square, nice and relaxed. So you're swinging around the body. Something like that. Now the ball is the best teacher. Now if the ball is starting too far to the left, because you're swinging too far left, then just swing more to the right to balance it out. And vice versa, if the ball is starting too far to the right side, then just swing more to the left. So if you're doing this too much, then just swing more to the left. You know, do it from feel, it's a feeling thing. And the same goes for spin. Now if the ball is spinning too far to the left or too far to the right, then check your grip. Okay, make sure your grip's in order. Okay, check your club face alignment at address. Okay, make sure it's not closed or open. And also just check any wrist angles, issues, if you're arching your left wrist or you're cupping your left wrist and opening the club face and closing the club face by arching it. Now, it's a balancing act. Feel it and stop looking at your spin numbers. Now I can tell you want more distance, so you've got to get your body involved. So basically you open your stance, but be aware if your swing direction is poorly directed in relation to the target, then you'll be blocked and you'll be standing in your own way. If you're swinging too far to the left, you're blocked. Too far to the right, you're blocked. It doesn't really matter what you do with your body. So just in case you're interested, that's why we started with the feet together and developed a good feeling for the swing direction by just using your hands and arms and your upper body rotation. So with feet shoulder width, swing the club head back with relaxed hands and arms, feel the weight of the club head. Okay, now as you swing the club head back, move the body weight onto your right foot, like this. So now you'll see that your hips have turned, your shoulders have turned naturally to fit you. We all have our own physical limitations, so don't force it or fight with it. You know, so as you take the club head back, gently move the body weight onto your right foot. Now you see now my hips are turned, my shoulders are turned, it's a natural movement. If I don't transfer my body weight, watch what happens. I'm blocked. And that's when the golfer goes to the mirror on the driving range and stands there and does all of these kind of things like this and stands like this. Okay, now what you want to do is you want to allow the body weight to move across onto the left foot in the downswing. So you go like this, you swing back around the body, so right foot, left foot, and turn through. Now the same is to be said with the downswing. If I don't transfer my body weight onto my foot, nothing turns and nothing moves. I'm blocked. And that's when all these kind of downswing directional problems start. Okay, so you have to make sure that your body weight moves from right foot to left foot and your swing direction is correct. Relax in the hands and arms, feel the weight of the club head, and just go back onto your right foot, left foot, and turn. Now the relaxed swinging of the club head in relation to the target with your natural weight transference has turned your body. So you go here onto your right foot, left foot, turn through. So it naturally turns your body as if by magic. Yeah, and golf is a sport, and yes, it's going to need some practice to develop the skills to react to the target, but relax, feel the weight of the club head in your hands, and let the swinging motion of the club head pull your body naturally into position. So I would recommend that when you first start this, you start with the feet together, a nice short swing, feel the weight of the club head in your hands and arms, just nice and relaxed, and try and get the swing direction on track, okay? Because if the swing direction is wrong, it doesn't really matter what you do with your body anyway. So get a feeling for the correct swing direction. And then what you want to do is then you widen the stance and then start to introduce the weight transference. So you go back onto the right foot, left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot, left foot. Now once you get the feeling for this, then you can gradually build up to a full swing. So you start like this, you're going here, right, left, right, left, right, left, and then gradually work up to a full swing, allow your body to turn and move in the correct position. Okay, if you start going like this, then obviously it's too much. So all I want you to do is go on to the right foot, left foot, and turn and finish the swing. Now let it flow. It's just like any other natural movement. Now if you want to make golf less complicated, then please hit that subscribe button below and give me a big thumbs up. Now tension in golf, tension is bad. So let's give tension what it really deserves.
Ah!